Can we just take a moment? Really? Because my lips look like a scissor. We gonna get this party started. 3, 2, 1, action. Hey guys, welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm super excited because I feel like I finally am making something shake because I could see myself. Like, y'all don't understand how excited I am. I have my setup like perfectly intact right now. Okay, like perfectly intact. So today's video, I'm so excited, like y'all don't even understand. Okay, so today's video is gonna be on the brushes that I use. I just spit. I really don't know if y'all saw that, but I did. But yeah, we're not really focusing on the products per se. Ooh, do y'all see that highlights right here though? Do y'all see it? That's the natural glow. I'm sorry. We're focusing on the brushes that I use to apply my makeup rather than the products that I use. So yeah, we are going to do this quick, fast, in a hurry because the video is probably going to be a little bit long. Just a little bit. Not too much, but like this much. So let's just go ahead and get started. Don't forget to like, comment, and most importantly, subscribe. Turn on those post notifications so y'all don't miss a beat. But yeah, my face is already prepped and primed. Doesn't really matter what I use because this is not what this video is about. First brush that I'm going to come to you with is this e.l.f. foundation brush. It's really flat and I use it just to spread the cream foundation on my face. I have been feeling super creamy lately because, you know, cash rolls everything around me. So I am just getting it all over this brush. And I'm going to use it to spread it all over my face. Okay? And this e.l.f. brush, you can legit get it from Target. You can get it from Walmart because some Walmarts do carry e.l.f. now. Some drugstores even carry e.l.f. too, like Walgreens and, you know, all that good jazz. Walgreens, CVS, I don't know if CVS, but I got mine from Target and it was only $1. You know, we all about the cheap shit. So yeah, it was only $1. Okay. Don't judge me or look at me funny because I have not blended none of this in yet. The next order of business is gonna be our beauty sponges. And I have 3 here. 3. We have our beauty blender. We have our Fenty sponge. And we have our Real Techniques sponge. Honestly, my go-tos are my beauty blender and my Fenty sponge. But for cheap purposes, or reasonable, my mom says never use cheap, you can get a Real Techniques sponge from like Target, Ulta Beauty, and a lot of drugstores are starting to carry it. You can find it for like $5 or $6. Now, if you want to go the expensive route, I would suggest getting a beauty blender, which is about $20 at Sephora. Only at Sephora can you find this. And the Fenty Beauty sponge, you can find this on Fenty Beauty's website or at Sephora for $16. But I'm not saying that this sponge, the Real Techniques sponge, is a dupe, because it is not. Granted, it does the job, but my go-tos are my beauty blender or my Fenty sponge. So today I'm feeling kind of blenderish. So we're gonna use that. Oh yeah, requirement. When you are using your beauty blender or your beauty your beauty blender or your sponge, regardless of whatever you decide to use, please make sure, please, I'm begging you, I'm asking you, I'm telling you, because your makeup will not come out looking its best if your sponge is not damp. Not wet, but damp. So what I like to do, I'll run it under some water. I use my towel to get the excess water out. And use that to highlight. Not really a tip, but most concealers that people use, they have an application wand that they come with. So you can use that, or if you use cream like myself, you can use the brush. And once again, we're gonna take our beauty blender. Actually, I'm gonna take my Fenty sponge, just so you guys can see that it's gonna do the same job. And I'm gonna blend out this concealer. Contour. We're cream contouring today, babies, and I have a couple of options that we can use for our contouring. Now, some of you may not like doing cream contour. I'm going to show you like both ways, and I say I'm going to show both ways because I have to set my contour with a powder. So I'll show you the brush that I use for my powder contour and what I use for my cream. So today, since I'm doing a cream contour, this is my Real Techniques contour brush. Let's pay attention to our little tip. So this actually came in a brush set. I got my brush set from Ulta Beauty. I don't know why I just said Ulta Beauty. Everybody knows what Ulta is. But yeah, Ulta Beauty. It came in the Quartz set. If you just look for the orangish, brownish brushes, you'll find it. And the set was $12. And honestly, the Real Techniques brand is becoming more mainstream in the drugstores. So you might even be able to find this in like Walmart, Target, you know, those kind of stores. As you can see, I'm using circular motions because if you just do this, you're gonna end up with a mess. Point blank, you're gonna end up with a mess. And we don't want to end up with mess on our face. We're doing makeup, we're creating art. Okay? Sometimes it's abstract. But we don't want to look abstract, not on our faces. So we gonna blend in circular motions. that said, I'm going to go back in with my beauty blender to blend the rest of the harshness out. Bam! We are fully blended, fully contoured. And bam! We are fully blended, fully contoured. Now we're going to bake. I'm going to give y'all a couple of options for the baking powder, but my number one, once again, number one winner is the Beauty Blender or our beauty sponge. So since it's already dampened, I feel like the powder goes with the skin a little bit better when we set it. So we're gonna pause right there because I do have a couple of other options that I do like to use. And this is brush number 3. This brush came out of the ItsMyRayeRaye collection. So it is a set. It has like a little dome. It's a contouring brush, but sometimes I kind of use my brushes for different purposes. Like this one, I use to set my face. Dust the powder, I like to use a brush that is, the bristles are kind of spread apart and it's kind of fluffy. So this is from Eco Tools. I don't know the price, I don't know the name. It came from Walmart, I think. And then I have a few other options too. I have another brush from ItsMyRayeRaye set. This is brush number 2. The bristles once again are apart. This is really a blush brush, but I like it for the powder. So that we don't bake too long, I'm just gonna dust this off. And we're gonna swipe, like swiping motions. Swiper, no, swiping, baby. Not on our makeup. Swiper, no swiping. I'm gonna take a large powder brush. This is brush number 1 from the ItsMyRayeRaye palette, but any powder brush will work. The bristles are, once again, this brush looks crazy, I'm sorry. But you can use any powder brush that you have as long as it's wide. And I'm lightly gonna take the setting powder and just set my whole face. And this is the purpose that it's for larger spaces. Okay, so remember I said I was going to come back and show y'all what y'all can use for powder contouring? This is what we're going to do. Because I just set my face with banana powder or yellow powder, I'm going to go in with pressed powder now. We are going to use this brush. This is brush number 3 by ItsMyRayeRaye, or I also have brush number 2 by the BH Cosmetics Quartz collection. This is also a brush set too, but I think we're gonna use this brush because it's a little bit wider, but it is dome shaped, so we could get in our cheeks a little bit better. Once again, we're gonna do those circle motions. Circle, okay? Circle. And just add some color back to our face. Sometimes I like to tap too, because I don't know, I just do. And when I get to my nose, I squeeze my brush so I could get in them little nooks and crannies. So I'm going to switch back to my ItsMyRayeRaye contoured dome brush. This is brush number 2 because it's a little bit smaller and I want to get the powder on the places that I highlighted. And this is for pressed powder purposes. After you have baked, after you have set, you go in with the pressed powder. Now for blush. I'm not going to say a lot of options, but I have a few options for blush. Option number 1, my favorite, is the Real Techniques blush brush. And this brush is $9. It comes by itself. You can get it at Ulta, Walgreens, wherever they sell Real Techniques products. You can find this brush, $9. And the other brush that I have, it's not really a blush brush, it's a foundation brush, but I like using it for blush because it's a little bit smaller. And I feel like it's more concentrated. But this is if you want to splurge, because this brush is not reasonably priced. This brush is $23. It's the Luxie 660 brush. So I'm going to do one cheek with my Real Techniques brush, and I'm going to do the other cheek with my Luxie brush. And we're going to see that the results are almost the same. So this side has the Real Techniques, and then I'm going to go to the other side with the Luxie. I had to touch up, I cheated. I'm sorry, I cheated. But it looks pretty good if you ask me. And for the best part, we have our highlighter. I have a couple of highlighter brushes that I like to use. My favorite brush, however, I found on AliExpress by a brand called Jessup Brush Set as well. I live for brush sets. I need to stop. But I think that's your best bet, getting a brush set. So yeah, this is a tapered highlighter brush by Jessup. Surprisingly, this next brush I'm going to tell you about works wonders, and it's not even for highlighter. This is the Real Techniques setting brush. Who would have thought? A setting brush? I know, right? Sounds crazy. But it works amazing. This was like my #1 go-to until I found this Jessup brush. We have ItsMyRayeRaye brush number 4. This one is a little bit too large for my face, so I don't really use it for highlighter purposes. But for today, because you guys have access to the Real Techniques brush, I'm going to use that one. See? And with your highlighter, you can do swiping motions as long as it pops. See? See, look, it looks like a little rock star. Our face is all done. We have that little flawless finish going on. Yay. This is the completed, pulled together look. It really came together. I've outdone myself, I think.